In the United Kingdom, there's British English, and in the United States, there's American English. In Singapore, we have Singaporean English, or more commonly known as Singlish. You can usually hear Singlish used for informal conversations and might be confused by its different standards of English. So how exactly is Singlish different from British and American English? And what do all the las, lays and laws represent? Singlish started when Singapore became an independent nation and introduced English into their country. As a former colony of Britain, Singapore used British English as their official language for their administrations. If you were a Singaporean at that time, it will be the first time you would have proper classes and learn about the ABCs. But back then, there was only a minority group of elites who were proficient in English. The rest of Singapore's population consisted of the Chinese, Malays and Indians, who were former migrants and only spoke their own native languages. So when these non-English speakers were introduced to Standard English, they influenced English with their own native languages, molding it into what we know today as Singlish. Like any other language, Singlish has its own sets of rules and vocabulary. You can use Singlish to get your points across faster with lesser words. For example, in Standard English you would say, "Seems like it is going to rain today. I think it would be best for you to bring an umbrella out," which comes to a total of 21 words. Whereas, when you use Singlish, you could say, "Like gonna rain now, bring umbrella lah." That's only 7 words. Another interesting example is the Singlish word lah that originates from its Chinese counterpart. La is very versatile and can be used for many different contexts. For example, you can say "sorry lah" to make your apology sound less formal. If you want to blame someone, you could say "all your fault lah," where the la emphasizes your anger. You can also use la to reassure someone by saying "don't worry, can fix one lah." As shown, Singlish has a different standard of English, making it difficult for the rest of the world to understand. This brought the attention of the government, as Singlish had decreased the country's overall English standards. They were concerned Singlish would hinder Singapore's economic development. So the government launched the Speak Good English movement to try and improve English standards and eliminate Singlish. The campaign, however, was not well received by some Singaporeans, as Singlish helped them to maintain solidarity and friendships among themselves. Supporters felt that it has become a national identity and should not be abolished. Today, though the use of Singlish is still debatable, we see the government and the world starting to embrace the language. Singlish was celebrated in Singapore's 50th birthday and was also added into the Oxford English Dictionary. All in all, Singlish defines Singaporeans and connects them with one another. I'm sure we can all agree that the language will definitely remain in Singapore for a very long time.